Greetings and welcome. Welcome to SEM Mondays here on YouTube. As you come on in, as your broadcast starts streaming, please type something in the chat and let me know if you can see me and hear me. I missed you last Monday, and it was kind of crazy because last night we got a pretty significant snowfall, over a foot of snow, pale compared to a week ago, and yet most of the morning today, my internet's been pretty wonky. So, God willing, we will have a strong enough signal to be able to continue to broadcast here. And I think everything is good. I don't see anything in the chat, but I'm gonna trust my monitors and trust that we are all good. And thank you, Marty. Thank you for the spring tulips. It certainly doesn't, second day of spring here, and it certainly doesn't feel like spring. And yet Saturday was mid-60s and bright sunshine, and it was actually quite mild. So thank you, Ada. I appreciate your letting me know you can see and hear me. Wonderful to have you with us. And I want to officially greet you and welcome each of you to SEM Mondays Live here on YouTube. If you are new to SEM Mondays, new to Source Energy Medicine, this is my weekly live. It started out as an open Q&A show, super quick, 11 minutes, and has expanded pretty radically since the whole COVID-19 health crisis. Gosh, we're a year into this, and it's kind of odd that if anything, it seems more complicated. We certainly know more than we knew a year ago, but there are a lot of complicated things that are coming about. I didn't know until a couple of weeks ago about what the experts are characterizing as long-haul COVID, and that's people who have experienced the signs and symptoms of COVID beyond 30 days. It's commonly referred to as long COVID or long-haul COVID, and there was an acronym that I heard just the other day. It was the first time the CDC officially gave it an acronym. But it essentially is folks who have contracted COVID and have long-term signs and symptoms, and some of it has been pretty unsettling. There was one interview that I heard, I believe it was on Terry Gross's show on NPR, with a gentleman who was a marathoner and a triathlete, and a year later he was so debilitated he was actually having a hard time just speaking to do this interview, this telephone interview. So I couldn't imagine going from being that kind of an elite athlete to having a hard time just having a casual conversation. So, this is one of the reasons why I expanded the format of SEM Mondays and continue to include a group non-material source energy medicine session as part of SEM Mondays as a way to be able to support you on an ongoing basis. If you don't know much about the energy healing component of Source Energy Medicine, there are videos on our YouTube channel. When we're done here today, you can search either on YouTube or on Google for Source Energy Medicine. And what we call it is the non-material aspect, NON, non-material, because there's no material substance, right? There's no charging labels, there's no bottles, there's no water. It's the same technology. It's a lot more flexible, and it's much faster. And while I can't do everything in a group session that I do when I work one-on-one with folks, we can do a lot. And we can do a lot with regards to the things that are most essential to your physical health and well-being. And that's what we'll focus on here. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as we get closer. I typically do some Q&A in the beginning. And then we segue into the group non-material source energy medicine session. So if anyone is here with me live who has a question, please go ahead and type that into the chat, and just have the awareness that this is a private forum, as YouTube warns you when you're typing something into the chat. It's a private forum, so please use discretion and common sense when you're sharing on this public platform. So a little bit of an update for our fundraising campaign. We have been raising funds over these last several weeks. I thought it was going to be a 1-week fundraising campaign, and it's kind of ongoing. And I think we're in the home stretch. It feels like we're in the home stretch. I hope we're in the home stretch. My goal is to by next Sunday night, we're done with this phase 1 of our fundraising campaign, and we're raising funds to transition to a 501c3 nonprofit organization. I think it will absolutely help to ensure Source Energy Medicine continues to exist for generations to come, hopefully long, many generations beyond my physical lifetime. And I'm firmly committed to keeping the essentials of Source Energy Medicine free for everyone. And while it's a really long story, and it's definitely not the way we started, the essence of it is that even pre-COVID, right, if Source Energy Medicine, essentially what's in the Quick Start Guide, if that were a nominal investment, right, to access that, even if it were $10, there are 2 billion people with a B on this planet who would not be able to have the financial resources to be able to access the Quick Start Guide. And every time I think about that, it is beyond unsettling, not only just in terms of the state of our global economy, but how it's just not fair, right? So I do firmly believe that we are all one, consciously, energetically, in ways we probably have yet to even dream of or imagine. And I think part of living into that philosophy is being openly generous with all of the resources that I have. So if I withhold what's in the Quick Start Guide from anyone being able to access it because they don't have the financial resources to, in a way, I'm withholding from myself, and it will absolutely be reflected back to me in some way. So, and again, this is not how we started. In the beginning of Source Energy Medicine, we didn't even have as much we certainly had no videos, we had no website, we had no YouTube channel. YouTube wasn't even a thing then. And we were making and selling Source Energy Medicine in 500 milliliter bottles, and folks were investing $1,500 to $2,000 to explore Source Energy Medicine. So, I have a hard time during this fundraising campaign because on one hand, we have had a very small group of people who have been extremely generous. And it's a little unsettling in that most of I think 90+% of the folks who have contributed to our fundraising campaign are folks who are inside of our online workshops, right? They're people who have already invested in their mastery of Source Energy Medicine, and many of them are non-material Source Energy Medicine practitioners. And I get it because they know the most about Source Energy Medicine, and they know what a precious gift this is to all of us. And, I look back at my life before Source Energy Medicine, and I would have easily paid tens of thousands of dollars for what you have access to for free. There's no question about it. I mean, I spent 10 years at least and hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to find answers, only to get to the point where I thought I was out of answers, right? Or out of places to look for answers. And that's literally when Source Energy Medicine came into being. And I'm certainly not asking any of you to make that kind of an investment. And yet I would have happily. The whole thing is we have a large enough community that if everyone just contributed a little bit, we'd be fine, right? We wouldn't be talking about this. We'd be talking about your questions. And I thought in the beginning, offering the special masterclass that we produced last year for it's an emergency preparedness. It really stemmed from everyone wanting to know what to do about COVID, both prophylactically to help to ensure they don't contract COVID, but also what to do in terms of step-by-step guidelines for should signs or symptoms arise. So for a financial contribution of $222, you have access to that special masterclass and the new Source Energy Medicine mobile app, which has charging labels in the app, which enable you to make source energy medicine from a mobile device, which I think is absolutely amazing. And all of the charging labels that are part of the sample protocol are in the mobile app, and all of the charging labels that are in all of the outlines from the special masterclass are in the mobile app. And I think it's really going to be it's like the ultimate emergency preparedness kit. All you need is a cell phone that has some battery life in it and a connection to either Wi-Fi or a cellular network to be able to make source energy medicine. So, and of course, for those folks who have already invested in the special masterclass, then for $111, they have access to the new Source Energy Medicine mobile app. So I thought both of those, as a thank you for your financial contribution, your financial support, you're helping to ensure the future of Source Energy Medicine, I thought we'd be able to raise this initial goal of $6,000 in a week. And we haven't been. So I've been talking about this with some of the folks on the inside of our community. And I also wanted to have a way of being able to thank everyone, right? Folks who contribute $11 or $11.11 or whatever amount, less than $111 or less than $222. So we have a special event. I don't have a date coming up, but it's going to be likely 2 to 3 weeks from now. And everyone who contributes any amount will be invited to the special event. It'll be a virtual event. It will be on our private webinar platform. We use Zoom for the open office hours for all of our online workshops. And we'll be gathering from the safety and comfort of our own home in community. And it'll be part Q&A, with a small group of folks. So we'll be able to dive deeper into questions and answers. And then we'll do a group non-material source energy medicine session. And, with smaller groups, then I'm able to focus more of the intention and attention of the session on everyone who's going to be I can't focus on every single person, and yet smaller groups, there's greater potential and possibility. So for the links will be in the show notes below this player. They should be there, I think, if when we're live, and if not, as soon as we're done in replay, they'll show up there. And so there's a link to, if you would like to support us, $222 or more, you'll have lifetime access to the special masterclass on emergency preparedness, and you'll have access to the Source Energy Medicine mobile app. Contributions of other amounts, and of course, folks who have already registered for the masterclass, $111, you have access to the cool mobile app, and it absolutely is cool. I'm like a little kid with it. And for other amounts, we're simply using the scholarship fund page on our sourceenergymedicine.com website. And as we transition to being a fully legal 501c3 nonprofit organization, will have a fundraising campaign page for ongoing fundraising and ongoing contributions. So I hope that makes sense. And let me just pause here and check the chat and see if anyone has any questions. Gosh, thank you for all the awesome emojis and for saying hi. I appreciate that. There's our friend Barbara Ann and gosh, Amana, thank you. Welcome. Deb, welcome. Donald, welcome. Anna, awesome to have you with us. So I'm going to segue. So first of all, to everyone who has already contributed to our scholarship fund, thank you. And for those of you who are about to, I so greatly appreciate it. I really look forward to next Monday just being back to our regularly scheduled SEM Mondays, where you can do more in-depth Q&A in the beginning, and then we'll do the group non-material source energy medicine session. But please know that moving forward, fundraising is going to be something that we'll be doing all of the time, because it's how we will be surviving, right? We will be surviving by the financial support of those who are benefiting from Source Energy Medicine, from accessing the content that's in the Quick Start Guide and using it every day, right, as part of your health and well-being. And that whole commitment, right? That part of your daily healing routine. So Anna asks, when is the payment for the special thank you for the fundraising group? I think that's what. So the reason why we're doing it 2 to 3 weeks from now is so that everyone who contributes over the next couple of weeks will be invited. So you'll receive an email with the link and all of the particulars. If you can't be with us live, you'll have access to the replay. And you'll have a way of being able to ask questions ahead of time if you're not able to be with us live. So that'll answer your questions during that private special thank you event, and then you can check out the replay at your convenience, and you'll have access to the replay long term. So stay tuned for that. And again, next Monday will be another update, and I hope the update is just great big cheers and happy dance for having reached our goal. So I don't see any questions in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and segue into doing the group energy healing session. And there's a couple of things that I always like to highlight, because we have folks who are new and join us, new every week. I certainly can't explain everything about the non-material aspect of source energy medicine. That's why I encourage you, if you don't understand it, you don't know about it, check out the video on our YouTube channel. There's also, I believe, a video in the Quick Start Guide. So either way, check it out. It's in depth, and I share as much as I possibly can. While it's the same technology that we use with charging labels, it's a lot more flexible, and it's much, 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 much faster. When I work one-on-one with a client, we can often achieve in 1 or 2 or 3 sessions what otherwise could take 8 or 10 or 12 months exploring charging labels. So I'm able to focus on the things that are most essential to your health and well-being, physical health and well-being. And on your end, I always encourage you or invite you to just choose a single goal or a single challenge to focus on. The main logic there, or the main reason there, is if you just choose one, it's really easy to track, right, in terms of measurable results. Whereas if you choose 5, much harder to discern what's going on and what, if anything, is missing in terms of progress. The work is phenomenally fast. It'll likely be 5 or 8 minutes or so. And on your end, just get as comfortable as possible. A minimum of distractions absolutely helps to increase the allowance. And the effectiveness of this session is all up to you. And there are videos on our website and in the Quick Start Guide where I talk about what are the things that I can do to help to maximize the gifts, to maximize the blessings that is inherent. They just are in our technology, right? So minimum of distractions on your end. I don't really need you to do anything, although I think it's really important for you to know that, especially within the non-material aspect of source energy medicine, but I say especially because it looks like I'm the one who's facilitating, right? I don't use the term healer, but an awful lot of people would characterize that as the role that I am stepping into, and I don't see it. The reason why I don't see that is because you are the one who's always healing yourself, whether we're talking about charging labels, or we're talking about energy work, or we're talking about surgery in a hospital. So it's all from my perspective, which is largely based on my experience, it is always that divine energy within you. It is that source energy that is within you. Most of us, it's dormant, and that's a big part of source energy medicine's work, right, is to really to unleash that power, right, unleash that ability to be able to, for my physical, mental, emotional bodies, my spiritual bodies, to be able to be self-balancing, self-healing, and self-correcting. So when we do this work, whether exploring charging labels or doing energy work, I think, having the no distractions and giving it my undivided attention and simply letting go, trusting the process, is honoring the healing process, right? It's honoring the healing journey. I think it's important for you to know that whatever difficulty you might be experiencing, whatever challenges you're experiencing, while you may have made some poor life choices that have complicated the challenges, you didn't really do anything to initiate those challenges. And I think it's really, really important, especially because I talk a lot about cause and effect. I talk a lot about, which is really the larger overarching universal law that within which the law of cause and effect, right? I mean, cause and effect is the overarching one, but the law of attraction is like the far more popular, far more glamorous. It's not really a universal law, and yet it's much more wildly popular than cause and effect. But ultimately, it's your subconscious mind, right, is the cause, and the effect is the challenges that you experience. And there's no one on this planet who either asked for or was assigned as a way of paying a karmic debt, a subconscious mind that is functioning from a low calibrated place. So if you don't understand about energy levels, you don't understand about the vital importance of the subconscious mind and the role that the subconscious mind plays in our healing, there too you can search on YouTube for Source-Energy-Medicine and subconscious mind and check out some of those videos, because the reason why I was so frustrated with all of the years and tens of thousands of dollars that I invested in my healing journey, the reason why I was so frustrated and the reason why was because I had so little results to show for, like just massive effort, was because none of it really touched my subconscious mind in a really deep, meaningful, and profound way, right? Some of it certainly helped with some limiting subconscious beliefs, but at the end of the day, did nothing about the calibration of the subconscious mind, which is essential, right? Have to be able to shift the calibration of the subconscious mind and the way it's expressing itself, right? There's a video on our YouTube channel where I talk about how the subconscious mind is either our biggest nightmare, right? Or it's our strongest ally, right? It's our greatest gift. It's the key to having a life where we're able to literally be, do, and have to accomplish every one of our goals and dreams, right? So when our subconscious mind is calibrated below 200, which if you study Dr. David Hawkins' research, his research indicates that 87% of the human population on this planet has a subconscious mind that's calibrated below 200, right? So just mathematically speaking, before Source Energy Medicine, you're likely one of the folks like me who has a subconscious mind or had a subconscious mind that was calibrated below 200. And if you didn't, you wouldn't be exploring Source Energy Medicine because you wouldn't need it. So I hope that makes sense. So there's no chance of anything painful or cathartic or re-stimulating, whether it's an emotional or a physical or some kind of past trauma, because we're simply transforming slow energy patterns to fast energy patterns. We're not, if we're talking about unfriendly bacteria like salmonella, for example, we're not fighting or killing or trying to just destroy the bacteria. We're simply transforming an unfriendly bacteria into a friendly bacteria. If you were to try and kill bacteria, you can have a massive healing reaction. You can get really, really sick. You could end up in the hospital from that kind of a Herkheimer kind of reaction, where there's so many dead bacteria that our excretory system can't do anything, right? Can't keep up with it, can't excrete it. We become highly toxic to the point where we can become septic. If we become septic, we could die. So it's like going into a dark room and turning on a light switch. Technically, the darkness is still there. It's just vibrating very differently, And it was not that many years ago that it was thought that all bacteria were problematic, and we waged a war against bacteria for decades. And not that long ago, we realized that human physiology cannot thrive without trillions, probably hundreds of trillions of friendly bacteria. So, and it's not, the problem isn't just antibiotics. The problem is multifold. And that is a much deeper conversation for another day. And that's the kind of stuff that we explore in our online workshops. So, again, choose one goal or one challenge that you'd like to focus on. And know that you could come back and watch either the replay for this SEM Mondays or any of the SEM Mondays that are archived. We have a special playlist on our YouTube channel where all of the SEM Mondays are archived. I turn my camera off and there will be chanting going on, just so that the chanting has nothing to do with the energy work. It's just simply to let you know that we are still streaming. There's something going on. And just continue to relax, continue to breathe comfortably. And if you're in a place where it's not safe or appropriate for you to be able to, relax, perhaps lie down and close your eyes, just please don't, and find time later in your day to be able to honor the healing process and be able to get into a real nice, comfortable place and be able to receive this work so that you can literally maximize the gifts, the blessings, and the miracles that are waiting for you. So go ahead and get comfortable. I'm going to get things set up on my end. And as you think of that one thing that you would like to receive and focus your time and energy and intention and attention on today, I invite you to just gently let it go. I invite you to begin to see, I think first and foremost, yourself the way the source of all creation sees you. And the source of all creation can never not see you. And I think it's important to recognize there is never even a moment when the source of all creation is not focusing unconditional love, agape kind of love, non-judgmental love on you. I mean, the source of constantly gazing at you because you are source energy. The source of all creation is in you. It is what animates you. It is what keeps you alive. You could not have a pulse. You could not breathe. You could not digest your food without it. And I think the more I'm able to fully grasp the magnitude of that, then the less my ego gets in the way, and the less chance that my ego has of fouling things up, because every challenge, every difficulty, every dis-ease, every imbalance that you ever could experience is human-made. It's a human error, largely due to your subconscious mind and the way your subconscious mind is expressing itself. And then other human errors, right? Poor life choices, poor dietary choices, poor relationship choices, poor life choices, poor career choices. Lots and lots and lots of poor choices compounding, piling on top of each other, along with a subconscious mind that's calibrated low, along with a physical body that's calibrated low. It's impossible to be well in that condition. It's impossible to thrive. And it's virtually impossible to experience any semblance of peace or calm or to have true faith. And it's almost guaranteed that you will have high levels of fear and anxiety and stress and uncertainty, because it's as if you are disconnected from the source of all creation, and you search everywhere outside of yourself looking for that which is only found within you and within everything on this planet, not just the sentient beings. It's important for you to know that to the source of all creation, there is no such thing as an order of difficulty. So you don't have to start with a small goal or a small challenge. To the source of all creation, there is no difficulty, there is no challenge, there is nothing that is harder than anything else, and nothing is hard. So try and hold steadfast to that perspective, and hold steadfast to the unconditional love, the agape love that the source of all creation has for you. The source of all creation loves you so much that the source of all creation decided to gift you with this human temporary life experience. And the source of all creation loves Earth, loves this planet, loves humanity so much that the source of all creation gifted us with you. There is no one else on this planet who can fill the role that you have been assigned. You have this unique genius that no one else even comes close to being able to occupy, to be able to express, to be able to fully bring forward. This is your birthright. From that place, how can you be nothing or anything other than completely deserving, completely worthy? So continue to breathe into your worthiness. Continue to breathe into you deserve everything good that this life has to offer. And that does not mean in any way that life is going to be easy or simple or filled with nothing but grace. And yet, working and playing knowingly with the source of all creation, there is no difficulty, there is no problem that cannot be solved very, very quickly under grace in perfect, divine, and miraculous ways. It's when we fight difficulty, when we fight problems, that we're saying no to the universe, because it is through adversity that we grow, that we expand, that we receive gifts and blessings and miracles. So if I say no to difficulty, and to a very large degree I'm saying no to life, I'm saying no to the universe. And when I greet everyone and everything that I encounter on my path today as a gift from the source of all creation, and I embrace it with open arms, even though it may be temporarily difficult, the universe rewards me for that. That is saying yes to the universe, that's saying yes to life. And the more I say yes to life, the more life says yes to me. Continue to breathe comfortably and continue to relax, continue to allow, continue to receive these gifts, these blessings, and these miracles. If it's comfortable for you, I invite you to take a nice deep breath. Continue to allow and continue to receive the gifts and the miracles and the blessings that are unfolding for you. And please know that even though this work is fast in terms of linear time, that the positive benefit to, there have been a lot of people in our community who have watched a replay once or twice a day just as part of their daily wellness program, or their daily wellness plan. So I do indeed hope that was a helpful and profoundly powerful experience for you. And I think often when it comes to healing, especially physical healing, if results are not instantaneous, the ego gets in the way and starts to talk us out of the blessings and the gifts and the miracles that are on their way. And if we do that, we are literally closing the door, or we're leaving them outside, if you will. So very often having faith is having faith in what I can't see yet, right? What I can't feel yet, what I can't measure yet. I think it was last week I was talking about Wayne Dyer. I think it was his second book, You Will See It When You Believe It, which is not only a clever title, because the common saying is, I'll believe it when I see it, meaning I need physical evidence in order to believe something is possible. And that's not the way life works. It's not the way the universe operates. And what I experience is largely based on what I believe to be true, consciously, unconsciously, and subconsciously. And of course, the subconscious realm is really where source energy medicine stands out. And then it's up to us to look at the conscious and unconscious beliefs, right? What I believe to be true about health and well-being and finances, and dis-ease and imbalance and COVID-19 and everything. It's some of the most important work that we can explore. So right before I came back on, I checked the chat thread, and I see a question from our friend Marty, which is a really good question. Marty asks, when I pour myself a glass of source energy medicine, how long will it, I'm going to interject my words, how long will it stay source energy medicine? How long will it stay structured and charged? And first of all, I don't suggest pouring source energy medicine into any container that does not have a blank charging label on it. If it does not have a blank charging label on it, then there's nothing to protect it, right? So if there's nothing to protect it, then it depends how long it will remain structured and charged, and the efficacy at 100%. How long that is stable largely depends on the environment that it's in. So rather than take a chance, just only pour source energy medicine into something that has a blank charging label on it. So I hope that makes sense, because otherwise it's, you're taking chances, and, in a lot of environments, it wouldn't be stable very long, because water is very impressionable, right? It's how we're able to make source energy medicine. Once water is structured and charged, the blank charging label is like it's like the backup singer that makes the lead singer shine, right? It's like the backup singers very, very, very rarely get any kind of recognition, and yet without backup singers, the lead singer would probably seem pretty pale. And it's that's the way it is with the blank charging label. The blank charging label is such a gift, such a blessing, such a way of helping to ensure that I know that every time that I drink source energy medicine, it is stable, right? It is 100% in terms of efficacy. And my testing experiments went on for 10 years, and as long as a bottle had either a charging label or a blank charging label on it, it was not able to interfere with the efficacy. As long as there was a cap on, right, something to keep stuff from falling in the water out, help to keep the water pure and clean, right? I hope that makes sense. So, So I see a couple of more questions, and I have an appointment that I have to run to. I'll see how many I can get through. How many? So Donald asks, how many source energy medicine glasses do I need to drink a day? If you watch the how to take source energy medicine video, it's on our YouTube channel. It's in the quick start guide. It gives you exact guidelines as to how many ounces of each, because it's different for a fusion than a non-fusion. And it depends on what protocol you're following. If you're following the sample protocol, it will tell you, right? So all fusion source energy medicine, which are combinations of individual source energy medicines, all of those are 8 ounces or more, and all non-fusions are 1 ounce. So if you're following the sample protocol, step 1, for example, has 3 fusion source energy medicines. So it's 8 ounces of 3, 24 ounces each day is the suggested amount. So Marty shares, thank you very much. That helps me. I hope so, and I hope you're able to get the mobile app working on your mobile devices. Please let us know. So, and Deb, really great tip. I do the same thing. Deb says that she keeps a large mason jar with her all day, blank charging label attached. It's very easy and convenient. I love the wide mouth mason jars. They're super easy to clean, right? Just make sure you have some good packing tape on the blank charging label, and you're all set. So, God willing and technology willing and weather willing, we'll be back here next Monday for another installment of SEM Mondays. Between now and next Monday, please stay connected on our YouTube channel. Check out the replays of any of the SEM Mondays and re-experience one of the group non-material source energy medicine sessions. You could fast forward or, just jump to the point where the session begins. Just give yourself like that bit of respite, right? Just unplug from everything and get nice and comfortable and allow the opportunity for you to be able to continue to heal yourself. So, as always, I wish you continued blessings on your journey with source energy medicine.